William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Power of Conflict. Speak your mind and get the results you want by Jon Taffer. This is the author. Author's note: where only single names are used with the exception of television episodes, all identifying details have been changed to protect the innocent. In some cases, composite characters have been created. To my grandson, Rhett, I hope you always stand up for yourself and those things that are important to you. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/pages/The Power of Conflict. It contains my toolkit takeaways from each chapter and will be referred to as the enhancement. Introduction. If you've ever seen me on Bar Rescue or Marriage Rescue, my hit reality shows about saving failing bars and troubled marriages, you would be forgiven for thinking that I am just a naturally in-your-face kind of guy. You probably noticed that there is always at least one moment in an episode where I get into someone's space and start yelling. Yeah, I'm big, loud, and intense, a physically imposing and intimidating presence, so most would assume that being combative is my go-to reflex, but they would be wrong. In fact, I am almost always calculating about how and when I go there. The passion is real because I care deeply about helping these people, but the emotion is underpinned with a kind of science. I leverage these verbal explosions to move the needle in the direction I want it to go, and they work every time. I've used the power of conflict instinctively for years, but it wasn't until recently, as I was watching dozens of brave souls stand up for their beliefs in a challenging political and social climate, that it struck me just how necessary conflict is for a free and healthy society, and how fundamental my unique approach to confrontation has been to my overall success. My first book, Raise the Bar, an action-based method for maximum customer reactions, taught business owners how to create and control the reactions of their customers to gain a business advantage. My second book, Don't Bullsh Yourself, Crush the Excuses That Are Holding You Back, gave general readers some bare-knuckled methods for being honest with themselves and pushing past the blind spots towards positive action. Both books touched on aspects of conflict, including engaging with others and being honest with yourself, but they didn't tell the whole story. They didn't spell out the profoundly positive impact of conflict when you're willing to step into the arena and fight the good fight for what you know in your heart to be right. Everything I've done in my life and career has led me to understanding that conflict is not only a good thing, it's transformational. This book is a result of this epiphany and the place where I codify my signature Taffer toolkit for constructive conflict. There is a smart, effective way to deal with any kind of confrontation. When a dispute arises or is provoked, there is a method that will enable you to manipulate the situation to get the results that you want. On these next pages, I will show you how, through a multitude of real-life circumstances from my own life and career, as well as anecdotes from others who mustered the courage to engage in conflict to make their case for the betterment of their own lives and the lives of others. Of course, conflict is something that you use selectively and strategically. This is about the conscious, non-emotional practice of conflict, complete with rules of engagement to achieve a goal or fulfill an underlying purpose. I feel a deep sense of urgency as I make this case for conflict and the constructive ways to engage in the chapters that follow. Never has the timing and content of a book I'm authoring mattered more to me. We can no longer hide from the fight because the world as we know it needs and deserves defending. For the sake of our children, our communities, and our country, we must be willing to enter the fray. The fight has finally come to us, and retreating is not an option. I'm challenging you to stand your ground and draw your weapon, because the time to start working on your conflict skills is now. Why did we ever stop speaking up? Why did we ever stop defending and debating our ideals? And when did we become so conflict avoidant that we can't even talk about the values that mean everything to us at the dinner table?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?